The Iran war is reshaping global politics fast. Are U.S. policies failing, evolving, or facing new challenges? You need to know the real impact now. The Iran war has confirmed some core U.S. policies aimed at containing Iran's regional influence. The U.S. doubled down on sanctions targeting key sectors like oil exports and financial transactions, intensifying efforts to choke Iran's economy. These measures align with past strategies that sought to limit Iran's ability to fund proxy groups and develop nuclear capabilities. The Council on Foreign Relations highlights that these sanctions have significantly slowed Iran's oil revenue, validating the U.S. approach of economic pressure as a tool to weaken Iran's war efforts and regional ambitions. While sanctions confirmed some policies, the Iran war also contradicted others. Traditional U.S. allies like Saudi Arabia and the UAE showed signs of hesitancy in fully backing American initiatives, complicating the coalition dynamic. Meanwhile, Iran strengthened ties with non-traditional partners, gaining military and economic support from groups and countries previously outside its sphere. This has challenged U.S. assumptions of regional loyalty and the effectiveness of isolating Iran politically. The Council on Foreign Relations notes that these contradictions have forced Washington to reconsider the reliability of its partners and the limits of sanctions alone in curbing Iran's influence. Complicating U.S. policy further, the Iran war has intensified proxy conflicts across the Middle East, from Yemen to Lebanon. These spillovers have stretched U.S. military resources and diplomatic efforts thin. The Council on Foreign Relations points out that the war has forced the U.S. to juggle competing priorities, containing Iran, supporting allies, and avoiding direct confrontation. This complexity has made it harder to craft a unified policy, with debates inside the administration about escalating military involvement versus diplomatic engagement. The unpredictable nature of proxy warfare means U.S. policy is more reactive than strategic right now. One of the immediate complications for the U.S. is economic. The Iran war has contributed to rising global oil prices due to fears of supply disruptions in the critical Persian Gulf region. Elevated energy costs have increased inflation pressures in the U.S., affecting households and businesses alike. Additionally, disrupted trade routes have complicated supply chains, further straining the economy. The Council on Foreign Relations emphasizes that these economic consequences underscore how foreign conflicts can have direct and urgent impacts on everyday Americans, beyond the geopolitical chessboard. Looking ahead, the Iran war leaves the U.S. with difficult policy decisions. The Council on Foreign Relations identifies three main paths: increasing military presence to deter further Iranian aggression, pursuing renewed diplomatic negotiations possibly involving regional partners, or recalibrating alliances to better reflect the shifting Middle East landscape. Each option carries risks and benefits, but the urgency is clear: inaction or missteps could deepen instability. How the U.S. navigates these choices will shape Middle East security and America's global standing for years to come. The Iran war is not just a distant conflict. It confirms some U.S. strategies, exposes contradictions, and complicates policy in ways that affect your gas prices, security, and international relations. Staying informed helps you understand how global events impact your daily life. For the latest on this evolving story, subscribe now and stay ahead.